Hi, everyone. I'm Lindsay Moppert here, joined with our NFL and Bills insider, Vic Carucci today. Vic, the Bills are heading to Seattle now for some Week 8 action. They're riding off a 2-game winning streak. But one of the big talking points that I want to start here with today is the fact that the Bills got off to a really slow start last Sunday against the Titans. I guess, we heard from players this week kind of just saying that, a lot of it stems from these so-called self-inflicted wounds. How do you feel that the Bills can kind of get to their game a bit faster in Seattle on Sunday?
Yeah, well, I think some of those wounds are coming in the form of penalties. The good news is that it's not turnovers. Actually, the Bills are doing quite well in terms of not giving the ball to the opponent. But when it comes to the slow starts, yeah, execution is a big part of it. I think coaching comes into play. I didn't love the work that Joe Brady did, especially in the first half of play calling against the Titans. And I think there needs to be a little less predictability to what this offense is doing and give the defense more to think about. That'll be a greater challenge this week. Seahawks defense is pretty good. But and then overall, just the mindset of the team. I don't think they show up not ready to play, but I do think they show up tentative. There is something sort of lacking in, I don't know if the word is confidence, but the trust that they can go out there and be the better team, which they certainly were against Tennessee.
And Vic, a big positive that you kind of touched on there at the top is just the fact that Josh Allen has been incredibly efficient and safe with the football these past couple of weeks. He has no interceptions so far this year, a thing that he says he takes pride in, he's been working on. Have you specifically seen something with Josh's level of play this year or something different about how he's playing?
Well, first of all, I think the stat that he is the only quarterback among the 32 who qualify in this category to not throw an interception is incredible and doesn't get enough league-wide attention. That efficiency is a huge part of why the Bills have this 5-2 start. It is going to be, I think, a main reason why they can continue to climb into serious postseason contention. And what I'm seeing is a guy who's applying the effort that he put into cutting down those interceptions. I mean, he was a turnover machine in many ways when it came to throwing picks. Ranked second in the league, only behind Sam Howell in that department last year. So that was an issue, and that's a thing that I think him improving goes a long way toward the offense and toward the team finding success. I also want to give Joe Brady credit for this in terms of his play calling, his game planning. He is not putting Josh in a position where Josh needs to maybe force some of those more difficult throws. They are higher percentage passes that Josh is throwing in an offense that tries to take advantage of what's available underneath rather than, going after all those deep shots. Some might argue this is the Stefon Diggs factor, that him no longer being part of the team and Josh maybe no longer feeling the pressure of trying to get the ball deep to him could be contributing there. But I don't know how big of a deal that really is. I do think that this has a lot to do with Josh Allen being more conscious of avoiding the turnovers.
And Vic, now Josh Allen has a new target for this Bills offense. Amari Cooper, of course, getting his first full week over at One Bills Drive with the team, learning the playbook after, kind of having 4 days to get out there and make his Bills debut. Do you expect to see more from Cooper this Sunday in Seattle? And if so, how much more of an impact do you feel that he could have?
I absolutely think that Amari Cooper is going to be a bigger factor in the Bills offense this week. He had about 35% of the snaps he was out there for against Tennessee. That was 19 snaps total of the offensive snaps. And even then, he was showing his signature smooth and efficient route running. And of course, of the 4 passes he caught on 5 targets, one of them for a touchdown, another for a 27-yard gain, already showing the kind of impact he can have. But I would expect now, and that was after 4 days of preparing, of cramming really for that game after traveling from Cleveland, driving to Buffalo. now he has had really a fuller presence in the building and the ability to not only be involved more in practice, but also studying video and really becoming, and I know it takes longer than a week or a couple of games to do this, but becoming a Bills receiver, someone in this offense, understanding all the terminology, getting a better feel for more of the plays in the playbook. And I would think that Joe Brady, that Sean McDermott are going to trust him more to be on the field greater than that 35% that he was last week.
Yeah, Vic, surely a lot less pressure on Cooper, of course, with this week again, with a whole week under his belt. Now, quickly, I just want to address some of the injuries that came out this morning. Terrell Bernard out for this game, Curtis Samuel out, and then the rookie Dwayne Carter out. He's going to need surgery, according to head coach Sean McDermott. I guess let's just start with how disappointing is it to see the captain of this defense and the leader struggling and out again with another injury in Terrell Bernard?
Yeah, it's a big blow to not have both players, but let's start with Terrell Bernard. Captain, leader, instinctive, really a playmaker in his own right. He may not be an all-pro like Matt Milano, but he has done so much to pick up the slack left behind by Milano's absence from the lineup. And I think that is going to be something to look at because, again, the Bills have had their struggles dealing with the run, especially. I think Seattle is going to try to attack them that way. And then let's bring in Dwayne Carter to this discussion. What a blow it is to lose this rookie, just as he is beginning to surge. Made such a big fourth down stop against Tennessee, really a defensive play that was part of a series that turned that game around and set up the point where the Bills went off on a 27-point run in the second half. I think they will miss him, and I don't know that there is anyone else in the lineup besides Annette Oliver that gives them that kind of dynamic interior defensive line presence.
Now, Vic, looking at the other sideline, the Bills defense this week facing a pretty high-flying Seahawks offense. DK Metcalf did not practice Wednesday or Thursday this week. We have yet to get an update on that as of today, Friday's practice. But how big of a test is this going to be for the Bills secondary?
It's huge that they'll be tested, no question, with or without DK Metcalf, because Geno Smith is the top passer in the NFL. And when you watch the Seahawks, you can see why. First of all, a fearless thrower of the deep ball, showing the accuracy, showing that veteran experience that he has in finding those plays. And he's really a very good quarterback who was expected to be when he entered the league a long time ago with the Jets, but then it all went wrong for him, and he's had this amazing turnaround of a career with the Seahawks. So he'll test that secondary, no doubt, and I think the Seahawks passing game in general will do that. Now, if Metcalf is able to play, that is another dimension. Extremely tough guy to cover, big, strong, athletic receiver. Taking him away certainly is somewhat of a benefit for the Bills, but the Seahawks will have other answers in their passing game.
Now, looking at the other side of the football, the Seahawks defense is now run by the former Ravens standout defensive coordinator Mike McDonald. How do you see the Bills offense, faring and kind of matching up with his bit of like a complicated scheme?
This is going to be a real challenge, I think, for the Bills, and especially for Josh Allen. He faced McDonald once before when Mike was running the Ravens defense. He's their former defensive coordinator, and on the strength of his work there, he got this head coaching job with Seattle this year. But the one time they faced, the Bills won the game against Baltimore. Allen had, pedestrian sort of numbers. It included a touchdown pass, but it also included an interception. And the real key here is how the Seahawks have been able to pressure opposing quarterbacks without blitzing. They have one of the highest rates in the NFL of that, of the ability to pressure quarterbacks. This is according to NFL Next Gen Stats. And the thing you have to look at with Josh Allen, he is among the lowest percentage completions when it comes to being pressured by teams that don't use the blitz very much. If you go back to 2023, it really, puts him, it's a stark number that it stands out to see how low his completion percentage is there. Does a better job against blitzing, Allen does, but the one thing McDonald believes in is, getting that rush from his defensive front, allowing the linebackers, allowing the defensive backs to do their job in coverage. So this will be something to look at, how much that Seahawk defense can challenge what so far has been an extremely efficient Josh Allen.
All right, Vic, and we're going to see it all unfold on Sunday in Seattle when the Bills take on the Seahawks for some Week 8 action. Again, kickoff is at 4:05, but for now, for Vic Carucci, I'm Lindsay Moppert. We'll see you here next time.